So hello guys, I'm back with a new video, and in this video I will be starting the topic called group theory. Group theory. Okay, so this is the first lecture of the topic group theory, and this is a part of abstract algebra. Abstract algebra. Now group theory is not there, it is not there in 11 and 12, I mean plus 2 level, but is there in BSc mathematics. Okay. And inside group theory there is the basic of group theory. Let me just name it. The basic of group theory starts with binary operations, right, which was there in class 12, I guess, which was there in the starting of class 12. Okay, in the chapter relations and functions we had the chapter called binary operations, which students of class 12 easily neglect because they think it is of no importance, but I assure you it is of very much importance when you will be studying mathematics in your college days. So if you want to study binary operations in a very advanced state, you can easily follow this lecture if you are in plus 2, and if you just wanna get some knowledge about abstract algebra, I mean about group theory, you can easily go through my lectures. So basic of group theory. Okay, so let us start with group theory. So before starting with group theory, the lecture 1 of group theory, which is this, will solely be upon binary operations. Now what is the definition of binary operation? So a binary operation, let's say star, on a set S is a function from S cross S to S. That is this, this is the representation of the domain and the codomain of a function. Getting the point? A binary operation star on a set S is a function from S cross S to S. What is S cross S? It is the Cartesian product of S with itself. Cartesian product of S with itself. Okay, you remember Cartesian product, right? Suppose you have two sets, A equal to A and B, and B equal to suppose C and D. So the Cartesian product A cross B is given as AC, AD, BC and BD, right? This was the case of the Cartesian product. So binary operation star on a set S is a function from S cross S to S. There are certain properties of binary operations too. So there are certain properties of binary. This is a gist of what all are there in binary operation. Then later we will move on to the main discussion. So the properties of binary operation, basically, one is your closure property. Next is your associative property. Then you have your commutativity or commutative property. Then you have your existence of inverse, existence of identity. Existence of inverse and existence of identity. So these all are the basic properties of what we call a binary composition. Getting my point, guys? So as I already said ki binary operation is the basic of group theory, and in this lecture we will be solely studying about binary composition only. Okay, so now let us get into the definition of binary operations. Okay, I have missed a very important fact in the definition, that is this set S, this must be a non-empty set. Okay, so this S must be a non-empty set. Okay, now the definition basically says what? Ki a binary operation star on a set S which is non-empty is a function from S cross S to S. Now let us discuss the definition a bit. Suppose we have two elements which belong to S. Suppose we have two elements which belong to S. Okay, then these two elements are represent the domain of the function, and A star B, that is the result which we get on implying the operation. This belongs to the codomain of the function. Now what is the closure property? We can get the closure things of the I mean the details or the information of the closure property from discussing the definition itself. See, A and B, they both belong to S, right? And the binary composition of A star B must also belong to S. This particular property is known as the closure property. That means ki the elements on which the binary composition is being implied, the result also belongs to the same set. The result also belongs to the same set as the elements belong to. मैं क्या बोलना चाहता हूं कि मेरे पास दो एलिमेंट्स है जो कि एक सेट S को बिलोंग करता है, एंड S बीइंग नॉन एम्प्टी, तो वो यहां से इजीली विजिबल है. अब मैंने क्या किया कि मैंने वो बाइनरी कॉम्पोजिशन जो है, वो बाइनरी ऑपरेशन जो है, वो मैंने इंप्लाई किया इन दोनों के ऊपर कि A स्टार B आया, दैट इज द रिजल्ट ऑफ द बाइनरी ऑपरेशन व्हेन इंप्लाइड ऑन A एंड B. So the result which we get, that result also belongs to S. That means कि A, B and A star B तीनों S set को belong करता है. This is called the closure property. That is the element, both the elements belong to S as well as their result belong to S. This is known as the closure property. Okay? इसी को कहा जाता है closure property. तो बाइनरी ऑपरेशन यहां से मोटा मोटा समझ में आ गया. बाइनरी ऑपरेशन यहां से मोटा मोटा समझ में आ गया. बाइनरी ऑपरेशन ऑन अ सेट S इज अ फंक्शन फ्रॉम S स्टार S टू S क्रॉस S टू S. अब बाइनरी ऑपरेशन की कुछ एग्जांपल्स देखेंगे हम लोग. एग्जांपल्स ऑफ बाइनरी ऑपरेशन. एग्जांपल्स ऑफ बाइनरी ऑपरेशन. So examples of binary operation. The first example which we have is addition, multiplication and subtraction on the set Z. What is Z? Set of all integers. Okay, addition, multiplication and subtraction on the set Z. Now how can we verify whether they are binary operations or not? So this question may also come in your exam, that prove whether this operation, you will be given an operation. Suppose you are given an operation, this is just a rough work. This is suppose you are given an operation A dot B is equals to A plus 3B minus 1, and you are said that A and B, they belong to integers. Now you need to prove that this is a binary operation. So what you need to show here is that given a, b belong to integers, a plus 3b minus 1 also belongs to the set of integers. And this is pretty simple. If a and b belong to the set of integers, then a plus 3b also belong to the set of integers. Now minus 1 is also an integer itself, so a plus 3b minus 1 will also belong to the set of integers only. Therefore a dot b also belongs to the set of integers, and therefore the closure property is maintained, and therefore we get that a, b and a dot b, all the three belong to the same set, that is the set of all integers, and hence dot is the binary operation on the set of integers here. So this is the way to prove. तो यहाँ पे भी सेम चीज है. देखो अगर मैं एडिशन की बात करूं तो यू कैन टेक एनी टू इंटीजर्स, इफ यू एड देम you will get a number which is also an integer, right? If you add -2 and -3, you get -5, which is also an integer. If you add 112, you get 112, that is also an integer, right? So 112, both of them are integers, as well as the composition is also an integer. Okay, if you take multiplication, -2 and -3 give you 6, which is an integer, while -2 and -3 individually are also integers. Subtraction, you subtract 2 from 3, you get 1. You add 3 and 2, both are integers, and 1 is also an integer. Getting my point, right? So addition, multiplication and subtraction on the set integer are binary operations. Okay, next you have addition on the set Q. Q is set of all rationals. Q is set of all rationals. Next you have multiplication on the set Q. Set of all rationals. Okay, multiplication on the set Q, set of all rationals. Now subtraction, will subtraction be possible to be a binary operation here? Is subtraction possible to be a binary operation on all rational numbers? Yes. This will also be a binary operation on all rational numbers. Okay, subtraction is also a binary operation on all rational numbers. Next you have addition. So let me add here subtraction also, I missed it. Addition, subtraction, multiplication on R and C. What is R? Set of, okay, 1 minute. What is R? Set of reals. What is C? Set of complexes. What is R? Set of reals. What is C? Set of complexes. Okay, this is pretty clear, right? Now division is not, division is not a binary operation on Z. Now this is a bit of common sense. You can easily calculate why by division is not a binary operation on Z. Suppose A and B belong to Z. Suppose, let me take a direct example. Suppose 2, 3 belong to Z, we know this. But 2 by 3 doesn't belong to Z. 2 by 3 belongs to rationals, right? तो ये क्लोजर प्रॉपर्टी मेंटेन नहीं हो यहाँ पे. Got it right? Example समझ में आ गया? So this is why division is not a binary operation on Z. Okay. Now we will talk about अ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट बाइनरी ऑपरेशन। पर अभी नहीं बात करते उस पर। अभी पहले बात कर लेते हैं हम लोग प्रॉपर्टीज के ऊपर। प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ बाइनरी ऑपरेशन के ऊपर पहले बात करते हैं। प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ बाइनरी ऑपरेशन। प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ बाइनरी ऑपरेशन। तो फर्स्ट प्रॉपर्टी इज योर एसोसिएटिव प्रॉपर्टी। एसोसिएटिव प्रॉपर्टी। Now what does associative property says? For all A, B, C belonging to S, where S is a non-empty set, the binary operation dot is said to be associative. The binary operation dot on S is said to be associative if A dot B dot C is equals to, okay, this is called the associative property. This is called the associative property. Now addition is associative. Addition is an associative binary operation on the set of integers. Multiplication is an associative binary operation on the set of integers. Okay? अच्छा, this is the associative property. अच्छा, इसके एग्जाम्पल भी तुम लोग इजीली समझ सकते हो ना। 2 प्लस से, इसका अगर मैं एग्जाम्पल की बात करूँ तो 2 प्लस 3 प्लस 5 is equal to 10 is equal to 2 plus 3 plus 5, right? This thing is pretty clear. Okay, example दिखा। Okay, next is your commutative property. Commutative property. Next is your commutative property. So commutative property tells that for all A, B belonging to S, where S is non-empty, the binary operation star on S is commutative if A star B is equals to B star A. Got it? This is the commutative property. So addition and multiplications are again commutative here. Additions and multiplications are again commutative here, because 2 into 3 is equal to 3 into 2. 2 plus 3 is equal to 3 plus 2. It is pretty clear, right? Minus 1 minus 2 is equal to minus 2 minus 1. Right? माइनस 2 प्लस ऑफ माइनस 1 को ही माइनस 2 माइनस 1 बोला जाता है, राइट? फर्दर इफ आई टॉक अबाउट से minus 2 plus 1, minus 2 plus 1, minus 2 plus 1 is the same as 1 minus 2, right? So commutative property plus में maintained है, multiplication में भी maintained है for all integers. Okay, and now let us talk about the existence of identities. Okay, existence of identities. Existence of identities. Now, for all A belonging to S, where S is non-empty, okay, for all A belonging to S, where S is non-empty, an element E belonging to S is said to be the identity element of A with respect to the binary operation star on A if E star A is equal to A star E is equal to A. Okay, if this condition is maintained for all A belonging to S, where S is a non-empty set, then E is said to be the identity element with respect to the binary operation star on the set A. Okay, now see here we have two conditions, one is this, one is this, and if both give you A, then only E is called the identity. Now if only this condition satisfies, then E is the left identity. Okay, if only this condition satisfies, that is only this gives you A, then E is called the left identity, and only if this one satisfies, then E is called the right identity, and if both satisfies, then E is called the identity. Okay, got the point, right? Now there are many examples of identity. For example, 1 is the identity of Z Q R, that is set of integers, set of rationals, set of reals with respect to, this is the multiplication operation. Okay, this is the multiplication operation with respect to multiplication operation, and 0 is the identity of Z Q R with respect to addition operation. This is the multiplication operation, this is the addition operation. Okay, so this is the existence of identities. Lastly, we have the existence of inverses. Existence of inverses. Okay, under the existence of inverses, what do we have? Under the existence of inverses, we have for a binary operation star on a non-empty set A with identity E, then there exists B belonging to A, this is the symbol of there exists, B belonging to A such that B star A is equal to A star B is equal to E. Then B is the inverse of all of A where A belongs to A. Okay, for a binary operation star on a non-empty set A with identity E. Okay, cut this. Then there exists B belongs to A such that B star A is equals to A star B is equal to E. Then B is the inverse of A where A belongs to the set A. Okay, this is the definition of inverse. क्या बोल रहा है कि अगर B एक एलिमेंट है जो भी A को बिलोंग करता है, when A is also belonging to A, तो B के साथ अगर मैं A की बाइनरी कॉम्पोजिशन कराऊं तो मुझे क्या मिलेगा? उस सेट के आइडेंटिटी एलिमेंट मिलने वाली है. ठीक है. नाउ इफ ओनली दिस कंडीशन सेटिस्फाइज, देन B is called the left inverse. Okay, if this condition satisfies, then B is called the right inverse, and if both satisfies, then B is called the inverse. Every element of S will have a unique inverse. Every element of S will have a unique inverse. ठीक है, every element of S will have a unique inverse. Got my point? अब इसके बाद these things you people have understood already. अब इसके बाद एक बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट बाइनरी ऑपरेशन है जो हम लोग नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में करेंगे. अब ये लेक्चर बहुत बड़ा हो गया तो हम नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में करेंगे, जो है कॉम्पोजिशन ऑफ फंक्शंस. ठीक है, तो मीट यू इन द नेक्स्ट लेक्चर.